just a random talk that I'll be doing. I wanted to give an update about what's happening for the last 2 months since June, where the Dubai crackdown has happened. To clarify all of these things to everyone and to all of my followers, because of these trials and hard time of every Filipino or every other expat who's earning low income and salary, the country cannot do anything. This has been going on for so many years now. So the Dubai crackdown has happened in some of the areas of Dera, Karama, Burjuman, and Abu Dhabi as well. It happens, I believe. But my takeaway for this things that's happening is there's always an option for you to transition into a different concept for your apartment. So if you're a person who's actually renting a partition before, there are two options that you can do, and I'm gonna be breaking down those things in this video. So I hope you watch until the end. So first, when these things happen to us, we will get checked, and some of the apartments got a notice. But what we don't understand, some of the apartment as well who had the notice, they didn't remove anything of their apartments. But for us, somehow, we have removed it because the real estate had pushed us to do these changes. They're not the owner of the building, so they don't have the last word to say. And so how we transitioned was, of course, at first we were shocked because it's been a longest time that we were renting these apartments. I think I've started on that building for almost 7 years. And we really don't have a problem, and we never overcrowd our apartment. So the overcrowding and these capsule types and stuff is something that we don't offer because I value the people who are staying in our apartment. So my tenants cannot believe what is happening and why they have to move out. And luckily we build a good relationship to our tenants. And that's one of the reasons why, even though we made a different concept, they are still staying in our home. So what we have done is, when the changes happen, I was overthinking about the new concept that we will be doing, and there's no option somehow to give a good privacy. Some people are doing curtains, and which is for me, if I will be living in these apartments, it's not from my imagination that I'll be giving this type of accommodation to my tenants. So we have this type of rattan divider that we have bought. And what was my precision request to the person who's doing was heighten the ceiling a little bit, but leave like maybe 2 meters from above. So that's what he did. And somehow it gives a really good space. I mean, if people would see it, if it's for me, if it's better, and if I'm a quiet person, if my neighbors are quiet, I would not bother to live in this kind of space. It has a more larger space because partition is more thicker, And this material, they give like a feel of open space. And for me, I feel it's more cozy vibe because of its material. So that's what we have made in our apartment. And then the second option will be a bed space. You can also do this option to people who are actually a group of people. You will be giving a bed space, either single beds or the bunker bed that we call. So those are type of options, and for us, we are more comfortable for renting our apartment as full apartment. So in any areas, there are some group of people who have already been together for such a long time and they're comfortable living with them. There are families as well who are willing to take 1 or 2 bedroom apartment where they can live in. So this is where your market kicks in, your transition plan. If you think that your partition has been removed and feels like, how can I rent this out? What you do is you completely create a really good look of a 2-bedroom apartment if you have 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom, and then market it as a full apartment for people, excluding DEWA and including furnishing. This is how we able to transition from partition to a full apartment. The only difference is because the profit will not be the same as much when you are renting a partition to people. So there's really going to be a massive difference when it comes to profit. But the point of doing this is for you to get stable and to be on the safe side, and at the same time still don't lose those apartments, because we'll never know. Now they have already released an actual license called hostel license, where an actual person can do a partition and sharing onto his flat, but that requires a really high capital because you need to take over one building and apply those kind of license. So this is like the three types that you can transition into. Will be bed space. You can rent the room itself by rooms, or you can rent it on a full bedroom apartment. And for us, that worked well. Somehow it reduced our profit for like 30%, but that's fine because during this season, your best friend will be break even or not paying out something from your pocket. So we were able to rent our apartment, a 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom flat in Riga, and somehow that's what I have learned, on these changes that's happening for Dubai. Always the safety is what they are thinking about for everyone, because yes, we can be honest. Now I have realized that if a partition is full high ceiling, the actual fire alarm won't be visible for every rooms. So what's going to happen is really fire risk, because if someone has a fire in the other room and the actual alarm isn't on his space, it will automatically not gonna give a security for every people who's living in that apartment. So I believe these changes that happen somehow suddenly in Dubai teach me a different concept and a different aspect in terms of apartments. And now it gives me an idea of what are the other things that I can do. This is being offered normally on a short-term rental. And I have apartments in Ras Al Khaimah where I rent the apartment per day. That one has a license, but if a client wants to rent for 6 months, I can give it to him on a 6-month basis. And I can still make a profit from the rental that I am giving to that person. So what is the lesson that we can get from here is it's important that when things happen into your business, there's always an options for you to pivot. The business always has its own challenge. The only thing that makes a person different from everybody else is how you view those challenges and how you rise up, how you think, how you articulate every possible directions of where. So I hope this video helps those people who have been affected by the recent crackdown, and don't lose hope, because for me, I cried many times on my bed, thinking about what am I going to do. But somehow I had realized, well, I'm doing a short-term rental in my apartments in different areas. Why not do it here? And it actually worked. So I hope this video, it helps you to actually transition your market. And you only have to remember that it always important how you show to people the value of what you're giving. At the end of the day, once they see the value that you're giving, okay, I found a new apartment and now one family can live there comfortably, then you can make it successful once again. Thank you so much. And again, if this video you find it valuable, please like and subscribe. And if you want to reach out to me and learn how I do everything step by step, you can also go into my bio, or you can actually see my Instagram. I will be happy to answer and partner with you. Looking for one-on-one coaching, starting your own rental business in Dubai, Airbnb as well, I do offer. And you can give me a shout out and I'll be happy to share everything and give you an actual options that is comfortable for me that I can share with you as well. Thank you so much and have a good day.